to the Code Quest. Again, I'm so excited that you guys are here with me as we search through notes and we find secret hidden messages so that we can understand our Bibles more. Because understanding the Bible actually helps us understand who God is and how He feels about us. So today, we're going to read a story from Genesis. Genesis 1, the very first story in the Bible. And through it, we're going to find that it is a code. And inside that story, inside the code, is a key that will help us understand what this story is all about. So get ready. I'm going to read from my notes the first story in the first book of the Bible. Are you ready to hear about the story of creation? Well, here it is. In the beginning, before the sun and moon, before plants and animals, and before humans even existed, space seemed filled with only deep waters and darkness. Nothing was visible. But in this place, God existed, and His Spirit moved over the surface of the deep waters. It was as if God was looking for something, but only found emptiness. Then, at precisely the right time, He chose to speak, and His word created the world. His word was light that broke through the darkness and separated the heavens from the land and the sea. His word was life that filled the earth with plants and animals capable of growing and multiplying, full of goodness, and through His eternal power, everything visible, everything that we see came into being. And God said, "It is good." But God wasn't finished. He was so full of love that He created man and woman. And to Him, they were very good. In His own image and likeness, He created them, and they became His family. He called them Adam, which means humanity, and Eve, which means life. God wanted them to grow and to have a family of their own, and He allowed them to rule over everything on the earth. He set them in a beautiful garden that contained everything they needed, and they were to keep everything in order. Out of the ground, God grew many trees with good fruit. And there were two special trees that He set in the middle of the garden. One was called the tree of life, and the other was called the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And from all the trees in the garden they could eat, except one. God explained that if they chose to eat from the tree that would give them the knowledge of the good and evil, then it would lead to separation from Him and eventually their death. Because God is light and life, separation from Him meant darkness and death. God didn't want Adam and Eve to choose that tree, but they did. They didn't listen to God. Instead, they listened to a serpent who told them that if they ate from the tree, they would be like God. And like I said, unfortunately, they chose the wrong tree. And the instant they did, they knew their mistake and they hid from God. God had told Adam and Eve that if they ate from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, that they would experience death. And I guess God could have ended their lives right then and there, But he didn't. Instead, he had another plan, a plan that was full of grace and hope and new life. And that plan would be finished in his son, Jesus. John 1:4 says that in Jesus was life, and that life was the light of men. God's plan included a new life and a new light for all of us who would believe in him. Now, let's finish reading the rest of the creation story. The consequence of Adam and Eve's sin was great. Man was separated from God, and so from that day on, life would be very hard. But God protected Adam and Eve, and he watched over them. Every day and every night is a reminder that God is light. And even though darkness and hardships and sickness come, the sun will rise again. And every living thing that we see, plants and animals, are a reminder that God is near because we know that he created life. Well, that's where my notes end for today. So let's see if we can find the key to unlock the code of this story. If you're at home, remember to click on the link in the description below. Let's pause here now and go find our key. All right, welcome back. Apparently you found what it was. The key is Jesus is the light and life. With the key that Jesus is the light and life, we know that it's important for us to understand from this story that Jesus was there in the beginning when God created the heavens and the earth, when he set up the lights in the sky, and when he breathed life into us. Jesus was there. I think that's what the key is telling us. And somehow that's really important for us to know as we set out again on our quest to discover the secret message that is hidden in the Bible. That's it for today. I want you guys to keep reading your Bibles, and I'll see you soon.